Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Friday. We finally made it through this week. We may be somewhat snowed in or iced in or whatever the case may be, but anyway, we're almost to the end of this week. It's February the 4th, and on the verge of the weekend. The weather's going to improve. It's going to get better. But anyway, hope you're doing well this morning. Hope you're able to get through all this weather that we're having. This morning, I want to bring a devotion talking about how we need to pray to be people of vision. You know, when Moses and the Israelites, were on the border of Canaan, God wanted them to enter the promised land in faith. We've talked about this a time or two this week, but you remember, most of the spies that Moses sent, they came back, spreading, fear about giants in the land. And although two of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, they told them that they could defeat the giants, the Israelites sadly chose to believe the majority report of fear, and not only the minority report of faith. They didn't believe the promise of God, and so as a result, they ended up wandering, and dying in the desert over the next 40 years until a new generation grew up and was allowed to go into the promised land. In Hebrews 3:19, it says this, "So we see that they were not able to enter because of their unbelief." That's one of the saddest verses in the Bible. And it sometimes it makes it makes me wonder to myself, what blessing of God am I missing out on because of my unbelief? I mean, to me, hell would be if God were to show me what He could have done in my life if I'd only believed just a little bit more. Let me ask you, what blessing of God are you missing out right now? Simply because you don't believe. What will you miss if you're looking at the future with the eyes of fear and not faith? The starting point for God's vision, for your life is to first put your trust in Jesus Christ. You need to ask Him, to put His Spirit, into your life. It's the only way that you'll ever be able to see with the eyes of faith and get God's vision. Jesus told us in John 3:3, no one can see the kingdom of God unless they are born again. When you're born physically, you get the sense of sight. When you're spiritually born again, you get a new set of spiritual eyes. I mean, you can see spiritual things that you didn't see before. Unless you're born again, listen, you can never see all that God has in store for your life. Jesus had some friends, that were siblings, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. And you remember the scriptures told us that Lazarus, he died, and Jesus, He raised him back to life. And when He did, He reminded Mary and Martha in John 11:40, He said, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" Let me ask you, how badly do you want to see God's glory in your life? Well, you've got to stop nursing your worries and make some commitments in faith. You've got to step out and move against your fears. That's the first step. And here's the deal. If you've never given your life to Christ, it's time to be born again. Then you can start seeing with spiritual eyes. And if you're already a Christian, you're already a believer, remember that God, He has brought you through probably so much, at this point in your life, and He's got a great future for you and for each one of us. God's plans for you are good. Just lay aside your eyes of fear and begin to see with eyes of faith so that you can get God's vision. That's my prayer for, myself. That's my prayer for each one of us, is that we would lay aside our fears and we would allow God to see through his eyes, see through those spiritual eyes, and to see what he has for us, or at least the beginning of it. Sometimes we have to step out on faith and move one step at a time, and God will lead us to it. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you this morning. I hope that you have a great Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. And, Lord willing, if the roads are clear enough and you're close, come see us Sunday morning at Hydro First Baptist Church. As always, you can always join us online. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys. Again, we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you soon. God bless you.